everyone, and welcome to day number 17 of our Advent yoga. So today we are going to be doing a flow that is focusing on the hamstrings and the back of the legs. So releasing a lot of tension, and especially if you have tight hamstrings, this is a really good one for you for today. So what we're going to be needing is a block and a strap if you tend to use them. And we are going to be also performing Bird of Paradise. Now this is quite an advanced pose, but we can take it step by step and practice just the beginning of it in the preparation to get into the pose. It's certainly one that I am still mastering, especially on one side. So what we're going to do is just pause this video, grab hold of anything that you may wish, and come to your mat. So arriving at your mat in a cross-legged position, spine nice and long. You can sit on a block if you need to, just to help lengthen out the spine. Begin to close the eyes, take deep breaths in, and as always, just become centered in your mat. Becoming aware of any tension you may be feeling in the body and just noticing how it feels. Begin to bring the hands to the heart center, lifting up through the crown of the head and lifting then the arms up. Taking a deep breath in, begin to interlace the fingers. Keep the index finger pointing up. Perhaps pushing the chest slightly further forward to ease into a back bend, and exhale, bring the hands through to heart center. Interlace the fingers and slowly push the palms away from you, dropping the chin down towards the chest to stretch through the upper back, across the shoulder blades, and also into the palms. Rising up, keeping the fingers interlaced. Deep breath in and exhale, cactus the arms to 90 degrees. Begin to bring the hands behind the back and interlace the fingers again, opening out the heart, the throat. Now placing your hands onto your lower back if that is more comfortable for you. Slowly release the hands to the earth. Begin to bring the knees underneath the hips, tops of the feet, as well just resting onto the mat. And allow the wrist to come underneath the shoulders. Push into the mat, round the spine. Coming into your cat pose. Then exhale, begin to dip down into cow. And then we go again, pushing into the earth. Exhale into cow. Begin to tuck the toes under and slowly ease into your downward facing dog. Lengthen through the spine. Push into the earth through the hands, lifting those hips up. You can bend and straighten the knees, coming up onto the tiptoes, keeping the heels off the ground. Pedaling through the knees. And then start to lift your right leg up towards the sky. Begin to draw that knee in. Round the spine as you bring that foot through in between the hands, gazing forwards. Slowly begin to drop the back knee, untuck the toes, push into that front foot, rising up. Softening down into the hips and ensuring that the knee is over ankle. Begin to cactus the arms, taking them out to 90 degrees, focusing forwards. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, reach forwards. Plant the hands down, start to push the glutes back and extend that right leg, flexing the foot, feeling a stretch through the back of the legs, behind the back of the knee. Bring the weight forwards, pushing through that front foot again. Inhale, rise the arms up. And then exhale, release the hands down towards the earth. Push the glutes back again, gazing forwards. And then shifting that weight forwards again, tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, push through the front foot, rising up into your high lunge. Begin to bring the left foot in now to a 45-degree angle. Straighten both legs, hinge forwards from the hips, reach as far as you can, creating that flat back, bringing the hands to the shin, to blocks, to the heart. It's entirely up to you where you place your hands. Feeling that stretch through both legs in pyramid pose. Take a deep breath in, rising up to warrior one. Arms extend above the head. Palms facing each other, hips still facing forwards. Straighten that front leg again, hinge forwards to come into pyramid pose. Be mindful as well of your front knee. If you do tend to lock it out completely, just keep a little slight micro bend there. And as always, placing the hands wherever feels comfortable for you. Bend that right knee, extend the arms back up, warrior one. And then exhale, open up to warrior two, checking alignment of the feet, making sure your hips are facing the side of the mat, arms are straight out, warrior two. Begin to straighten your right leg, hinge forwards, reach as far as you can. Exhale, come into your trikonasana, ensuring you're not rounding the spine and that you're not also collapsing into the side of the ribs. Bend that front knee, release into your warrior two, reaching forwards. Exhale, releasing backwards into your reverse warrior. Begin to straighten the front leg into a reverse trikonasana and slowly rise up, bringing your feet now straight to the center, so you're heel toeing the feet in, keeping in a wide stance. Hinge forward from the hips, reaching forwards as far as you can, and then place the hands down onto the mat or to a block or a bolster, whatever you may use. If it's within your practice to bring your crown of the head to the earth, you can do that too. You may need to heel toe the feet out a little bit more. Just find whatever feels right at this moment for your body. Begin to walk your hands round to the left foot, arriving in your low lunge, extending that back leg, gazing forwards. And then step back into your downward facing dog. So you're now facing the back of your mat. Bend and straighten the knees. Drawing the heel a little bit closer to the earth. Lifting up with the left leg now. Draw that knee in. Step the foot through. Drop your right knee, untuck the toes. Take a deep breath in as you lift up, pushing through the front foot, arriving in your low lunge with a rise of the arms. Cactusing them again, 90 degrees, just like we did before. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, reach forwards. Begin to touch the ground with your fingertips. And exhale, push the glutes back. Extend your left leg, flexing the foot. We go again, bringing the weight forwards, deep breath in as you push through the earth, lifting up the arms. And then reaching forwards again, fingertips touch the ground, send the glutes back, flexing that foot, gazing forwards. Bringing the weight forwards again, tuck the back toes under, lift that back knee, push through the front foot, find your balance as you rise up, sinking a little bit into the hips, really pushing that back heel down as much as you can. And then bring the foot in slightly, 45 degrees, straighten the front leg, hinge forwards from the hips, reaching as well as far as you can to come into pyramid pose. I invite you again to bring your hands wherever you would like to. And then inhale, push through that left foot, rising up, warrior one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, straighten and hinge forwards from the hips, coming back to pyramid pose. Slowly rising back up, warrior one. Turning the feet now again to come into your warrior two. Check alignment of the feet, arms are straight out. Hinging forwards from the hips and straightening that front knee. reach forwards, coming into your trikonasana. Gazing up towards the right hand. We slowly arrive back into your warrior two, reaching forwards, turn the palm, breathing out, reversing back, straightening that front knee again, reverse trikonasana, and then slowly arriving back to face the side of your mat, lifting the arms up, deep breath in, hinging forwards from the hips, reach as far as you can, lengthen out the spine, bringing the hands all the way down to the earth. And then begin just to move side to side, straightening and bending one knee at a time. Again, taking the feet out as wide as you would like to, coming into your wide forward fold with the head touching the earth if you'd like. And then slowly lifting back up. Coming down now to the right side, you can keep the heel lifted like I have. You can place a block under here if you just wish to balance. Feeling a stretch in the inner leg and gently moving over to the other side. And you can, if you wish, to place the hands down onto the ground and walk the fingertips across. So you have an option here of using the hands, using blocks as well, or move from side to side with the hands lifted. Begin now to bring yourself to the front of your mat again, so fingertips touching the earth, either side of your right foot. Bring the back foot in to come into your Uttanasana. Just gently move to the center of your mat if you need to. We then lengthen out to a halfway lift, pushing the glutes back. Exhale, plant the hands down. Take the arms behind the thighs, hug the thighs in, and try and keep into as much of a forward fold as possible, trying to stay as close to the thighs as you can. If you wish to take hold of your big toe with your two-piece fingers, bend the elbows out to the side, easing into a deeper stretch. And then take hold of the outside of the left leg with the right arm, taking the left arm up towards the ceiling. Bend that right knee, feeling a stretch, just like what we did the other day. And we go again, taking now hold of the outside of the right leg with the left arm and extending the right arm up towards the sky. Bring the hands back down. And another option is to also lift the feet up, placing the hands underneath the soles of the feet, straightening the legs as much as you can. Slowly start to bend the knees, arriving up onto the tips of your toes, seeing if you can balance here for a moment, extending the arms up above the head. Finding your balance. Take a deep breath in, bring the hands to the heart on the exhale, and then place the hands behind you. Extend the legs, coming into the center of your mat. And then this is maybe where you need your strap or potentially a block as well. So you can sit on the block to again lengthen out the spine a bit more. If you use a strap, place it around the soles of the feet. Make sure you're not holding the ends of the strap so that the arms are bent. I'd like you to lengthen your arms and hinge forwards from the hips, bringing that chest forwards, gazing towards the feet. If you're already at your feet, you can take hold of the outside of the feet with the hands, or use a block behind the soles of the feet as well, pulling you into a deeper, more intense stretch. Slowly release. We're then going to bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Sitting up nice and tall, extend the arms up and exhale, hinge forwards, grabbing hold of the foot. We then start to take the left arm all the way up and over, gazing up towards the ceiling, holding that right foot with your right hand. And you should also feel a stretch into the lower back. This is a perfect stretch for anyone who sits for long periods of time throughout the day. And then arriving onto the other side, lengthen up the arms, exhale, hinge forwards, grabbing the foot. Right foot is in the inside of the left leg. And then opening out, taking your right arm all the way up and over. So that again, you're feeling that stretch through into the lower back as well. Slowly begin to come back to center, cross the legs in front of you, sitting up nice and tall. Lift the arms up, inhale, stretch, interlace the fingers, push the palms up towards the sky. Ensure shoulders are away from the ears. And then slowly release, taking hold of the elbows, opening out the chest and the shoulders, as well as we're giving the legs a bit of a rest before we come into our asana of the day. Extend the right arm up towards the sky, bend the elbow and place the hand onto the lower back, and you can take your left arm around behind. See if you can make that bind with the fingertips. If you're unable to, take hold of the strap into your right hand and bend the elbow, and then use the strap as a way of being able to create a bind here to take you into a deeper shoulder stretch. And then very slowly release. Going on the other side, extending up with the left arm, bend the elbow, use the strap if you need to, grab hold of the strap with the right hand, open out the chest and the heart. We'll make the bind with the fingertips. Remembering not to hold your breath. And then slowly release. Okay, so we're now going to begin working into our Bird of Paradise asana. We'll just do a couple more little stretches. Arriving on the tips of your toes, hands planting into the earth. Begin to send the hips up towards the sky into your Uttanasana forward fold. Begin to bend the knees again, taking a deep breath in and exhale to release up. You can keep the knees soft if you can't quite straighten your legs, it's absolutely fine. We go again, bending the knees and extending all the way up. Coming back down, we start to take your left foot back, grounding into the earth. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Walk your right foot out now 45 degrees so that the knee is over ankle and come into your lizard pose. So this is a really nice hip opener which will help us in our Bird of Paradise. You can come down to a block, you can come down to forearms, a bolster, whatever it is you want to use as support, just making sure that knee is over ankle. Now start to bring that right knee back and then take your left foot to the outside of the left hand, again working into lizard pose, keeping that spine nice and long. Gazing forwards and coming down to your forearms or to a block. Slowly coming back up onto the hands and gently bring that knee all the way back in. Tuck the toes under, send the hips up towards the sky. Coming into downward dog. And start to bring the feet in. Arriving in Uttanasana. Soften down, ground through the feet. Lift the arms up. Engaging the thighs. Exhale, bring the hands through to heart center. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is quite an advanced pose, but we're going to take it step by step. First, by taking your right foot to the front of your mat and your left foot back, as if we're coming into our warrior two. So make sure you have a firm grounding base. We're going to take your right arm onto your right thigh and take the left arm over. Now you can stay here or start to bring your left arm around behind you to grab hold of the thigh. This is our first step. If you can, lower your right shoulder in front of the thigh and take your right arm underneath. Now I'm going to show you facing the other way using a strap in case you need to. So still keep facing the right way. I've just turned so that you can see on the camera. As you come down, you're going to grab hold of that strap. You do not want to have the strap all the way back here. You want to be having it so it's kind of around the glute to the thigh. If you don't need the strap, your hands should be looking something like this. And slowly release back into your warrior two. And then coming back to center, we're going to go again on the other side. So again, working into our warrior two. We're now taking the left arm down to left thigh, taking the right arm up and over. Bring your right arm round to grab hold of the left thigh if you need to or would like to have a try. And that could be as far as you take it today. Or begin to come down and making this bind. And I always find this side for me is a lot harder than the left. You may find an easier one as well. So coming back now into the center for a moment and having another try on that side. Again, I will show you with the strap. So take the strap into your right hand so it falls behind you. Grab hold of that strap with the right hand, with the left hand, sorry. You can make sure it's around the thigh, not taking it around the glutes and through the center, and begin to make that bind. So you may want to rewind the video just over that bit, just to practice the arms. But otherwise, I'm going to now show you the remainder of our position. And this is where it can get a little bit complicated. It does require you to have some core strength and balance, but have a little practice with it. So what we do is we come down to make that bind. Once we've made the bind there, we start to bring the back foot in. The weight shifts now from that front foot to the back foot, making sure that you're holding around your thigh and not around the center. So that as you use your core to lift up, you can hold the thigh here. You can stay in this position balancing or start to extend the leg out to the side. You may want to hold it for a long or short time. Try and make sure as well that your supporting leg, so in this case your left leg, has a very slight micro bend to protect the joints. Taking that right leg out to the side. Give your arms a little bit of a shake. As I say, it does require quite a lot of core strength. It requires you to also have quite open hips too. So trying on the other side, you'll notice I find this one a lot harder. So again, making sure you're holding the thigh in the right place. Bring the back foot in. Shift the weight over to that right foot and draw the left knee up. Finding your balance here. Extend that leg as much as you want to. It doesn't have to be completely straight. You can keep a slight bend in that knee. As you can see, the left side for me is a lot harder than the right. But give it a bit of a shake. Perhaps you wish to rewind the video and have another try. But if not, extend the arms up above the head, taking a deep breath in. Exhale, hinge forwards, reaching down towards the earth. Just soften down into your Uttanasana. Stretching out the legs, bend the knees, coming to sit down in a cross-leg position with the hands resting on the knees. So thank you ever so much for joining me again for today's practice. I will see you tomorrow. Namaste. Thank you for joining in today. Don't forget to hit subscribe in order to follow the remainder of our Christmas Advent yoga sessions. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Namaste.